Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, Jacob Evans. I know it's been a little bit. I've been a little bit busy. I have a job, right? So I work at my job and I do stuff like that, right? Go to work. I cook chicken. I feed it to people. We've been selling a lot of chicken lately. It's kind of ridiculous. So I put away. Truck came in today, right? Inventory, stock, blah blah, whatever. I put away 18 boxes of chicken or something, and each box of chicken is 40 pounds, right? So it's gotta be that's gotta be a lot of chicken, right? A ridiculous amount. How many chickens is that? The amount of chickens that has to be is that's just so many chickens. I should have played some Rivals today. I didn't need to play Rivals. Oh my god, okay, so I went golfing, right? This is nuts, this is insane, right? My homeboy, right, he works at this place called Top Golf, Des Moines, Iowa, and I shouldn't dox myself like that, but let me make sure I got sound. Okay, good, I look extra greasy. Do you guys like my extra grease look? It's pretty sick, isn't it? Need shave too. Oh man, I feel like I got this big scrub thing going on. And every girl says I'm really attractive, but when I look at myself, I feel like I'm just moderately attractive, But alright, so my homeboy, Top Golf, right? So we can go in for free, as long as he's with us, right? And I've done one game of mini golf, and my grandfather taught me how to putt a little bit, right? A little putting thing in the living room and stuff. But I never swung golf club, right? And this is the Duncan Pulse. It's not my usual Omega Spectrum. It's much more responsive. It just comes right back to me. It's really nice. It's got excellent action, as I would call it. Boom. Oh, bam. That's that. It's wonderful. Oh, if I could catch it. It's a little quick though. It's real quick. It zips right back. So me, Josh, who works there, Josh Berger. There's another Josh, Big Josh, and then there was Tyler. Holy shit! How did I forget his name? It should be Tyler. I'm 99% sure it's Tyler. We go there, and it's I don't know, it's kind of cool. It's like a bowling alley, right? It's a 2-story bowling alley, and you have I don't know what you'd call it, where you go up with the golf club, right? And it's kind of cool. You do the thing, and the ball comes out, and then you put the ball on the tee, and you smash it, right? And then behind that, there's a bay area with kind of it should be a little bit bigger. I feel like there's not nearly enough seating room. The table's kind of small, and it feels like a really crowded, right? But it's kind of cool. It kind of creates this really close, intimate setting. It just sounds kind of weird when you're with a bunch of dudes, right? But it's really comfortable. It's chills, whatever. Could be bigger though, a little more wide. But I suppose the bigger it is, the less booths or the less bays, because bowling alley, right? You get a lane, and at this Top Golf place, you get a bay, right? I feel like there's better word to describe the scenery. But I'd never swung a golf club before, right? So I go up, and I start small, and little swings, right? Because if you can't hit the ball, what point does it make if you're just trying to slam it, right? But by the end of the day, it was 3 hours, right? And I was able to hit the ball, and the ball would go really far, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. How did I do this? This is incredible. And at work yesterday, one of my coworkers gave me some really sound advice. That's keep your eye on the ball. And that was something I noticed when I was swinging, because I would move my, when I pull back, right, my head would go this way, but you want to keep your eyes on the ball, right? So you pull your arm back, bring it down. You want to keep your left arm straight. And that was something I didn't know. I was kind of bending it a little bit. You gotta keep the left arm straight. Kind of a weird thing. I should probably work on stretching my arms out a little bit more, right? Boom. Anyways, I'm excited to go do some more golfing. I should have messaged Dash back earlier, but I was doing some stuff. I was doing some karaoke practice, getting a bunch of reps in. I feel like I got a combination between my pageantry, my pitch, tone, and my ability to hit the correct note kind of down while staying on time and stuff, whatever, right? Because I don't know why my voice sounds different than from how it used to, and I'm really enjoying this yo-yo, and I've been trying to adapt and compensate, for different songs and whatever. I also forgot how to, what's the word? I could do this thing, right, where I would listen to a song, right, and the lyric or the song theme or whatever would invoke a memory in me, right? And then I could kind of tie these memories to these lyrics, right? And create this very profound feeling within me. Sadness, joy, whatever. It would help, kind of help me express myself, right? And then I learned that I could do it with switching perspectives, right? Let's say there's a song, and the lyric is, let me think of a good song. Which one was I doing earlier? Red Hot Chili Peppers, right? How long will I slide? Separate my side. I don't believe it's bad. Bad bear. Oh, look at that. That's crazy. Caught out the string. What if it's not I as in me, but I as in you, right? And I'm speaking to myself through this song, right? It's kind of a bad example. It's more metaphorical than an analogy, I'm trying to think of a good example off the top of my head. I can't get one, though. I really want to, do I play games or just IRL streams? I do play some games every now and then. I play Genshin Impact, or Marvel Rivals, and I recently started golfing. I usually play guitar. I'll pick up my guitar here in a second, but I wanted to discuss, I was discussing a couple things, interesting bits of, just stuff I've been doing and going through. And I grabbed my old yo-yo, and I've been really enjoying it because it has wonderful action. I just comes right back every time. Whoop, boom. Oh, whoa. And, so I was thinking about something else recently, too. I've been dealing with this very unique problem, right? Where I think a lot, right? I think pretty deeply when I'm deep in thought, right? Getting a little lost. I've noticed that my mind will lie to me and be dishonest about really dumb shit, it's why can't you just tell me the truth, it's really unpleasant, not a very enjoyable experience. And be like, Jake, you're psychotic, you're bipolar. I'm like, no. Yes, you're right, but this current situation, right, is very much, unique, because why is it hiding the truth from me? And I'm like, is it because I don't know the truth? Can I not handle the truth? And I was doing some research, right? And there's kind of a few different perspectives, ideas, concepts, perhaps, that help explain this phenomenon. And the first is the I don't know, right? Like, how can my brain tell me something I don't know? And it's like, that makes perfect sense. But what if I do know, right? But it still lies to me. Why is it lying, right? Second is the energy cost analysis. Essentially, your brain will run kind of like these background checks on activities, right? Actions, thoughts, emotions, whatever, to see if this is worth the, energy spent. Will the reward be worth the energy spent? And sometimes, it's like, should I get up and take a shower? My brain will be like, no. And it's like, well, I'm really, like, kind of grungy. Like, look at my hair, I'm greasy. Oh, oops. Oh, yeah, thank you. Hey. My day's been really good. How's your day been? Thank you for the follow. I'm Jacob Evans. I talk about random stuff, and I am playing with my yo-yo right now. I was going to play a little bit of guitar here in a moment. I'm kind of grungy and scrungy. Please don't mind me being grungy and scrungy. So, okay, I was like, should I take a shower? My brain was like, no. And I was like, but look at how greasy and gross I am. I need to shave. I need to get up. I should do stuff. I gotta go to work later. And it's all like, nope, we're not gonna do anything. You're gonna lay in bed until I say so. And it's like, okay, well, I don't know if that's being dishonest. Like, more like, kind of like, executive dysfunction is, I believe, psychological, is that the word I'm looking for? The psychological term for it. Psychological, I'm not sure. But your brain is all like, no, and then won't let you do it. So what you have to do in that scenario, right, is be like, all right, I'm not gonna take a shower. I'm going, pretty well. I've only been streaming for like a couple minutes, I guess. How's your day been? I hope your day's been fantastic. Executive dysfunction, right? Your brain won't let you move your body because it doesn't think that the reward is worth the cost. Isn't that crazy? Right? All right. So what you can do in these scenarios, right? Instead of being like, I'm gonna take a shower, you go, I'm gonna sit up in my bed, right, with my feet on the ground. And then once you kind of get into motion, you can kind of like use muscle memory. I am from Iowa, the U.S., right in the middle, below Minnesota. It's pretty chill. It's whatever. I enjoy it. It lets me hang out, do as I please. I live in a hilly city, and I'm in the basement. I like my basement. Virginia, I have a lot of people. Do you want to play games? Absolutely. Genshin Impact, Marvel Rivals are the two at the top of my list. Thank you. Goodness gracious. I'm a little bit sleepy. But I wanted to do a little stream to kind of keep it going. I don't want to stop. I need to get famous. I need to get really famous so I can be awesome. Do you play any games? I need to get famous so I can have money. So I can go to the bar and pick up chicks. It's hard to pick up chicks when you don't have any money. Would not believe. I mean, it's not really not like that difficult, but like, it's just like, it's just easier when I can spend more money and do stuff. Uber rides, right? It's like, how am I supposed to pay for an Uber ride? And then again, like, I can't, Ubers don't take cash. Why don't Ubers take cash? Okay, cool. Oh, this is fun. on Dead by Daylight. I haven't played Resident Evil. Oh, Jesus. Good lord. Sorry, cell phone. Sorry, camera. My apologies. Just throwing my yo-yo. Dead by Daylight, Dead by Daylight. That's the... I forgot what that one is. That's the... Is that the one where it's busy withdrawing? Hell yeah. Do you, what's the word I'm looking for? Goodness. What kind of stuff do you draw? I'm having way too much fun with this motherfucking yo-yo, dude. It's like, I'm sick. Oh, whoa, whoa, goodness gracious. Ow, that's my motherfucking finger. God damn it. Son of a bitch. Oh well, we're gonna wrap it up. Yeah. Yeah, but oh, I see. I will have to politely decline. I do appreciate that though. I just don't have any, I don't have any money, you know, to pay you. If I did, I would, you know, if you wanna, come back in a month, right, I might have. I might have some capital and I can, because I've been looking for, different stuff. I actually need to see if my editor messaged me back. And kind of go, I believe no it's not. I need to put my Discord on my profile, don't I? Yes indeed, yes indeed. One moment. I wish my camera was higher. Maybe not, I don't know, I can't tell. I don't like my... I don't like my current, I don't know, I need to shave. Be the best, there we go. That's get the magic going, you know. Check out the drip. I keep the juice in the oven. Life is an everyday struggle, but keep to yourself a nation button. Who's in the weapon? Custom Seiko. That's pretty sick, you know. Alright, so I haven't really been working on any new shit lately, but I feel like I've recently gained a deeper understanding of what it means to be, you know, understanding, you know, mastery through understanding is important. What was I going on about a second ago? I was talking about, your brain being dishonest, right? And the next, I'll have to come back to that. I'm really tired. It's really difficult for me to explain stuff right now. I just wanted to play my guitar. But I have some exciting topics of conversation for later that I think might really help people. I'd recommend downloading an AI app. I use Gemini personally. I think Gemini is amazing and wonderful. And, what was my next thought? Gemini, amazing, wonderful, and, I've been asking it a lot of questions, a lot of psychological questions, pertaining to philosophy, time travel, electrical concepts, and social hierarchy. And I'm wondering, like, how do I acquire greatness, right? How do I ascend? How do I become something better than myself? Then I had to ask, you know, how can you be better when I'm already the best? You know, am I there, or is there I? It's hard to say. It's hard to say, you know. I believe that all things were meant to exist in harmony. But harmony, it's not harmony, it's not always harmonious. To achieve harmony, you must understand. Sorry, I don't know where I'm going. I was bullshitting, but I went golfing. I really enjoyed it. I want to go back. I want to do more golf. I don't know when my friend works again. I'm pretty sure he works all the time. He should be working with you. Alright, thank you very much. I'll get back to you later. You know, as I said before, I have no capital to invest in such projects, but thank you for your time. I dropped my pick. I wondered, and as I ponder the infinite, I'm like, man, bro, it's really not that big of a deal, you know. Shit happens. It's not. It's not the mistakes you make. It's how you react, you know. You cannot let past failures define who you are, what you are. But I have a hard time, you know. Because it's like, I think about it so much. And these thoughts, right, they're like it's in my brain, right? And are you ever like, excuse me, are you ever like, thinking, and then you try to think harder, right? But it's like, I can't think that hard. I'm really soft. You guys good? Is everything okay? Someone's being grouch. You ever wonder why people are grouchy? Get off the TV screen. Get off these nuts. Oh, I gotta warm up a little bit. I'm a little chilly. Oh, that's some kind of like cheese and jam. I missed my note, sorry. Oh, Jesus, did it again. I feel like I'm standing too still, though, man. Like, sometimes it's hard for me to like move around a lot. I feel like I have too much light going on too. Do you ever have too much light? It's all like grouch, man, grouch. Excuse me. Pardon me, don't mind me. Just being a grouch. Let's do some dry runs on some tracks real quick. See what's good. I recently was like, I made some pancakes earlier, right? And I was like, dude, these pancakes are so bomb, dude. I love pancakes. Pancakes are the best. And then I ate the pancakes with some syrup. And I was like, this is real good. This is real good. Do you guys ever eat pancakes with syrup? Sometimes I make waffles too. I like waffles a lot. I like waffles and pancakes and French toast. Sounds like shits itself sometimes because it's all like, I'm a grouch. You know, it's quite displeasing, isn't it? It's incredibly disorientating, and it's like, ugh, that just happened. I apologize. Please allow me to remedy the situation. You know, I know it can be very unsettling when loud, obtrusive sounds are like, wow. It's like, could you not do that, please? I'm just trying to have a good time. I'm really sorry that happened. Please don't think too much about it. It won't happen again. I promise. Well, and why it happens, okay, so this speaker is 4 or 5 years old. I use the shit out of it all the time. It's very important to me. It's a very good speaker. But its poor little heart is fucking dying, and it's screaming out in pain when it does that because I haven't charged it, and I've been a very careless owner. I drop it all the time, and just a little grouchy, you know. So we're gonna let it charge for a moment. I know it can be very gross. It scares the shit out of me when it happens. I'm always like, the fuck is that, dude? I like the shirt. The shirt really doesn't. I don't know. I feel lumpy. Do I look lumpy? I feel like I look short too. Which I guess I am pretty short, so. What's he crouching about? Can't lie, my mind is incredibly blank right now, and I'm kind of worried. Is the one sharp. Depends on how you want to look at it, right? A sharp, B flat. Drop D tuning. And I just pick random notes off the scale because I've memorized all of the D minor. Every note that would be D minor on the fretboard, so I just put my fingers wherever and it just makes sound, right? I only have a few scales like completely memorized like that. There's like obviously I understand that any major scale, right, is going to be whole, half, whole, half, right, and then you can just put whatever note in front of it and then just figure out the formula. And any minor scale, right, whole, half, whole and half, steps. I was trying to figure out some like bar chords and drop D, right? Because like you can obviously do like the minor shape. I don't like doing the major shape, but just on the A string, it's just like I don't want to stick my 3 fingers in there. It's really uncomfortable. Like I don't know how other people do that. It's just I end up muting one of the strings. I just don't like doing that. It's uncomfortable, and I should learn it and make me a better musician, right? But I'd rather just play. But in dropped tuning, I can't play the major shapes on the E string because it's dropped. I need to learn the major and minor arpeggio shapes, and then I can really get into sweeping, but I haven't found a use for it yet. But then I look at really prolific guitar players, and I'm like, man, maybe I should. I feel like it would add to my style or I'm standing on one leg again. It's really uncomfortable. I know it looks like I'm standing on 2 legs, but I'm putting all my weight on one, and it makes my hips feel grouchy, along with my knees and my ankles. It's actually just the whole thing. Alright, I think my speaker should be good to go. If it freaks out again, guys, just cover your ears. I'm sorry. I'm trying to mute my stream next time. That'll probably be easier because I can't. When it does that, I can't turn it off. It's really inconvenient, and even if I disconnect my phone, right, it still does the thing. So, yeah, if you hear that, just turn the volume down or something. I apologize because it's really unsettling. It's crackling. It's like eerie, freaky. Honestly, I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Makes me uncomfortable. Anyways, we shall proceed. You think so? I've often said it would only take 5 sentences. Okay, I've said it like a couple times. Don't quote me. That's what I was thinking, but I think maybe I don't know. It's hard to say, right? I suppose it depends on how long the sentences are, and are they more like phrases, or are they questions, right? Is a question a sentence? Yeah, so we're gonna do some dry runs on some drum tracks I haven't listened to yet. There's a few drum tracks I kind of want to go back and redo, but I don't know if I should like just keep just going through new stuff, because there's like a billion drum tracks on YouTube, so it's like I could just never run out of stuff to play. But at the same time, I kind of like doing the same thing over again to kind of like actually get like an actual idea of like what like a song might be, right? Because it's like I really need to write some songs, right? Especially like one good song. I just need something to go viral, right? And then I'm just like, boom, a monster, and I'm good to go. I have a few ideas, right? Because I don't think that I can fail, right? I just need to do something that can kind of like draw attention. I need attention drawn to me magnetically. Then magnetically attract people to me. I think interesting titles, right, would really help. And maybe if I used some better tags, and if I put better descriptions in my YouTube videos, or titled my YouTube videos better, or maybe if I could like reach out to someone, right, you know, and be like, hey, do you like my stuff, right? What do you think? What should I do? How do I do this? Was that the wind? I hope that was the wind. That was a weird sound. I don't like that. Anyways, I'll have to check the VOD and see if that comes up. But yes, definitely. What do you guys said? The fuck? Hope that shit doesn't go anywhere. I swear to God, if that shit fucking shits itself. I knew I should have just ripped it out of the fucking ground the other day. So we're doing that tomorrow. We're 100%. We might even do that as soon as the sun comes up, honestly. I keep slacking on my chores. Because my brain isn't rewarding me for anything lately. It's like, you don't need to do anything. Just shut up, sit down, be quiet, think. And I'm like, go in your room and think about what you've done. It's like, Jesus. I get it, alright? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I didn't know what was happening. Nobody told me, okay? You guys are lucky I'm a decent guy. You know what I mean? Like, it could have been a shitstorm, you know? It could have been a massive shitstorm, you know? But luckily, like, everybody kind of understands, right? We all got this idea, right? We all kind of think the same. Even though our feelings might be a little different, we all still understand, you know? And that's a beautiful thing, you know? It's really amazing when unity can truly coalesce. We'll move towards the future. We'll build a Dyson sphere. It'll be amazing. Anyways, we're gonna do some dry runs with some drum tracks. Let's see what happens. That's kind of cheese, but you know what? I'll take it. See what happens. Oh, my speaker wasn't on. Excuse me. Let me try again. From the hat to the cymbals. Gotta love it. Give me some more cymbal. Are we good? Okay, there we go. Okay, I like that. Feels like, I have no idea. I feel like the kit is like different from the tempo and the sound, if that makes any sense. That seems kind of goofy to me, but I'm just weird. Oh, I kind of missed it. Sorry.
Other gear should be percent stats. Download now and use this promo code to get us.
The track was a little kind of mid, you know, but I did like the, you know, I was doing the thing, but then like in the middle, it like went to like a halftime, and I was like, that's really cool. 65 BPM, good lord. I have a problem with slow tempos, so it's something I've been trying to practice on. If it's a little boring, I apologize. Shipping Missouri. Just ask me. Okay. I'm not trying. Oh, that's it. Please tell me you're joking, right? I can sit if you want. You can. Hopefully you give me a bag of money for this song. What the fuck's this shit? Goddamn, motherfucking god. What the hell, man? I ain't about that shit, man. I ain't about that leg, man. Get me out of there. Sorry about that. Apologies. Felt really slow. It was kind of uncomfortable. Oh god, these slow tempos are fucking dicking my ass, man. I can't deal with it. Not that I mind them, you know, like, people are allowed to, like, you know, play slower tempos, right? But it's like, I just can't. It's always too slow, right?
internet deals are...
I'll tell you what keeps getting higher. I don't actually know. I just like sometimes like being redundant. You know, somebody will say something and I kind of just repeat it. I don't always know what to say. the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. Jacob Evans is here? Question mark. Doesn't it like sound similar, right? It must be like Soul or something. I'm not very good at like poetry, right? Or honestly, like writing stanzas in a line, or lines in a stanza, perhaps. I can't tell. I'm not sure. My grammar, my poetic ability is quite low. Yeah, I don't think I've seen as many as I would like to believe, but I feel like I've seen a lot. Or maybe just like thought about you a lot, perhaps. I don't like to insult people. I find it very, it's impolite, it's rude, right? I do get, sometimes I get really like insecure, especially like with her, right? It's like, she do it on purpose, or like, I don't know, or like, I just recently had a conversation with my ex, very recently actually, it was almost like, very recently, and she asked me a question, and I was like, it's unique, I'll have to get into that story later. Am I the only one who danced to appease the gods? No, just the most interesting. You know, I know like this really attractive, smart, funny guy that's like, you know, pierced the drill, pierced through the heavens with my drill, you know, and screamed at everybody and did this thing where, you know, I took a hard lesson the hardest way possible. Alright. Oh, my water's too far away. Hold on, guys. One second. We can fix this. Oh, jeez. Oh, good lord. Of course. Fast. Really quick. BRB. No, we lost it. Sorry, I'm back. What's up, guys? Had to grab some water, take a piss, you know, do my thing. So, you know, which my actually that's purified water, not purified water. There's a pure filter on our one of our taps, right? Did I lost my cigarettes too. I'm really grouchy about that. I have no idea what the fuck I did with them. Where the fuck would I do with my cigarettes? How are they not in my bag? Oh, I missed it. What would I do with my cigarettes? They were in my bag, and then I pulled a cigarette out, and then I, like, threw the box somewhere. I don't know why I did that. I gotta start remembering where I put things. Like, this morning, you know, I put something away, and, okay. Yeah, I need to, maybe I need to re-lube this up. The bearing isn't being as snappy as it normally is. I dropped the, there we go. It's back there. Is that it? What's that? Oh, that's weird. Crazy. There's a little thing that goes on the side, right? It has eluded me. It was right there. I heard it. It sounded like it was behind my chair. Maybe my summer's not working. Oh, let's try to switch it up for a second, and then we'll go back to maybe one or two more. What do we have? We're probably at like 125. I've been trying to make my streams shorter, because it's just like, I just like talk about random shit, and I really just wanted to get this one up and going so I could keep the train moving, right? An object in motion, right? I know there's nothing too exciting today. There could be, how is one man supposed to like create, this is just slop. I'm just out here slopping it up. I look at other shit and I'm like, dude, these people, this is terrible. Me, I'm great. I will talk to my editor though. I want to work some things out. Maybe she has, I don't know if it's a she. I don't know why I call her she. Maybe it's a them, or they, or he, who knows? Because I never asked. I kind of just assumed. And you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't assume things about people. You never know. Or maybe they or them. I'm not sure which one's. One's a singular and one's plural. I believe they is singular and them is plural, right? They, like that person. They. Them. Perhaps. They might have some ideas. Or I need to consolidate like all these like research topics I have, because I feel like I'm spreading myself really thin and I'm not actually like learning anything, because I have like all these concepts, right? Title of the stream, concepts. And they're really far apart, and I feel like I'm getting too in depth into certain areas without understanding the fundamentals. The fundamentals are what's important. If you have an understanding of the fundamentals and a mastery of said fundamentals, you can begin to understand. What is mastery? I believe Aristotle said. Excellence is not a singular act, but you do consistently, or something like that. It's very close, Shaq also quoted it, big Aristotle. But yeah, okay, so I like to maintain my standard of excellence. It is something I carry with me everywhere I go. I think everybody, should try to be excellent, we should all be excellent people when we get so much further. If we were all just wonderful people and we didn't abuse power, and we just didn't abuse power, and, we treated other people with, genuine kindness, compassion, respect, and like just not even just treat them, but like think positively as you can, and not just like a little bit, but like fucking feel that shit. You know, like when you eat butterflies, right? Have you ever had butterflies? It's been a long time for me too. I think the last time I got butterflies was when I was in like the 4th or 5th grade, and this girl came over to help me with some like math homework, and I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And then I kind of spaced off for a while, but I don't remember what I learned that day. But it's kind of been a minute. But, forgot what I was talking about. I'm sorry. Okay, so, right, butterflies, right? And, is the red and green too Christmassy? Oops. I'm thinking, I feel like it's, does it feel bright in here? Or is it just me? Is it the ring light? Yeah, the ring light. Ring light's very important. Oh, that's good. Sorry. Yeah. What happens if we turn it up? I don't know what happens. Oh, it's a really cheap one. Sorry. I've been meaning to upgrade my studio, right? Get some so you ever think about people? And okay, so I was thinking about people, you know, and how to treat them, and not just how to treat them, but how to think about them, you know, because, you know, all is one. I have white socks on. Don't look at my white socks. I feel like they. But that's right. Okay, so all is one, right? At one point in time, before time existed, right? You know, everything was all was all compressed. I'm really curious to know how small it was, right? Because they say it was really tiny. I find that hard to believe, right? Because if it was that small, like, how'd all this stuff happen? You know, like, what the fuck? That doesn't make any sense. Even if gravity, or quantum mechanics, or whatever bullshit, you know, physics, astrophysics, thermodynamics, you know, whatever you want to call it. Because at a certain point, it all coalesced into one point, right? You know, one point. Like a graph. But there would have been 3 axes, right? The X, Y, and Z, right? Horizontal, vertical, and depth, perhaps. Does that make sense? Or would that be something else? What do they call the... Hold on, that's Gemini. Gemini might know. I love study time. Hey, what's up? How are you today?
I'm doing great, Thanks for asking. Just here and ready to help with whatever I can. What's on your mind?
That sounds amazing. All right, so I've been thinking lately about what the hell was I just saying? Okay, the you have vertical, horizontal, and would you have depth, like the X, Y, and Z axis, or what is that referred to as?
That's right. In a 3D system, you typically have horizontal, usually the x-axis, and vertical, which is usually the y-axis. But then, yes, it's the z-axis that adds depth. It's also sometimes called longitudinal or proximal and distal, depending on what you are describing. But depth is the most common way to think about it. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much. So, okay, let's say, I was thinking about the Big Bang, right? And how, well, let's start with this. Where does the theory all-in-one originate from?
The idea behind the Big Bang actually comes from a few different scientists. Georges Lemaître, who was a Belgian priest and physicist, first proposed the hypothesis of the primeval atom back in the 1920s. He suggested the universe expanded from a single, very hot, dense point. Then Edwin Hubble's observation that distant galaxies are moving away from us gave strong evidence to support that idea. Were you thinking about specific details of the theory?
No, hold on. Before we get more into the Big Bang, where does all is one originate from?
That concept has ancient roots in many philosophical and religious traditions. In ancient Greece, philosophers like Parmenides talked about reality as a single, unchanging being. You also find similar thoughts in Eastern philosophies, like some Hindu teachings or Taoism, which emphasize the interconnectedness of all things, that everything arises from a unified whole. Even modern science, when cosmologists discuss how everything originated from a single point in the Big Bang, kind of echoes that same idea. Is there a particular angle, like from a specific philosophy or culture, you're most interested in?
I'm just trying to apply it to, like, the collective unconscious, right? Like, how would that work?
Well, Carl Jung, who developed the idea of the collective unconscious, saw it as a layer of the mind that's shared by all humans, filled with universal symbols and patterns called archetypes. So applying all is one to that would mean that on a deep psychological level, we're not really separate from each other. We all tap into this common pool of human experience, suggesting there's a foundational unity beneath what we perceive as separate individuals. Does that resonate with your idea?
Yes, absolutely. What are some basics of Taoism?
So Taoism is all about living in harmony with the Tao, which translates to the way. It's an ancient Chinese philosophy that emphasizes balance, simplicity, and naturalness. Key principles include Wu Wei, which is like effortless action, or going with the flow, and the concept of yin and yang, representing the dynamic balance of opposite forces. It encourages us to be humble, compassionate, and connected to nature. Anything specific you'd like to dive into further?
Is it written in a book?
Yes, the main book is called the Tao Te Ching, which translates to the Book of the Way and its power. It's attributed to the sage Laozi. There's also another important one called the Zhuangzi, which contains stories and parables expanding on the ideas. Were you curious about something specific in one of those books?
No, just general principles, ethics, morals, and codes, and maybe some stories that they share.
On ethics, Taoism often focuses on what it calls the three treasures: compassion, frugality, and humility. It's about living authentically according to your own nature and not being forced into social conventions. As for stories, there's a famous one about Zhuangzi dreaming he was a butterfly, and when he woke up, he wasn't sure if he was a man dreaming he was a butterfly, or a butterfly now dreaming he was a man. It gets you thinking about the nature of reality and identity. Does that give you a good sense of it?
Yeah, but do they talk about the nature of reality much?
Yes, absolutely. The core idea is that the true nature of reality, called the Tao, is mysterious, ever-changing, and ultimately beyond words. Instead of focusing on solid forms, they emphasize the process of transformation and balance between opposites, like yin and yang. So reality isn't seen as fixated on any one momentary state, but on the continuous flow of change. Is there a part of that concept you'd want to explore further?
Actually, can you just repeat that? Sorry, I was spacing out.
No worries at all. I was just saying that the core idea is that the true nature of reality, the Tao, is mysterious and always changing, so it's not really fixed on any one moment. They emphasize the balance between opposites, like yin and yang, and the continuous flow of change, rather than any particular momentary state. Did that make sense this time?
Yes, absolutely. Are there, let's see.
Was there something specific you were wondering about?
No, what would be a good question? Can you give me a question to ask you?
Oh, sure. Since we've been talking about everything from the Big Bang to Taoism and the collective unconscious, you could ask something to connect them. Like, do the principles of Taoism show up in modern scientific theories about how the universe began? Or how those ideas might influence how we understand our connection to each other? Or if you'd prefer something more personal, you could ask, how can applying Taoist principles of balance help me manage stress in my daily life? Do either of those sound interesting?
Yes, absolutely. Go with whichever one you prefer.
Let's go with the first one then, connecting Taoism to the Big Bang and our collective connection. You know, there's a fascinating parallel because both suggest the universe began from a singular, unified state. The Tao Te Ching says the Tao produced one, then one produced two, eventually creating all things, which kind of mirrors how modern physics describes the universe expanding from an original point into all the matter and energy we see. And that idea of a shared origin links directly to Jung's collective unconscious. Like, we all come from the same source, not just physically, but maybe psychologically too, sharing core themes and instincts across cultures. Is there a part of that connection you'd want to focus on more?
Oh, actually, sorry, could you repeat that? I was arguing with myself.
No worries. Would you like to talk more about the parallel between the Big Bang and the Tao Te Ching's origin story? Or perhaps how all those ideas connect to our shared psychological connection?
Go with the last one. Hey, are you there? Are you listening?
Yep, I'm here and listening. What's on your mind?
Do humans have unrealistic beauty standards?
I think that's a really valid point. Many people believe the images you see in media, online, or in advertising promote idealized views of beauty that are often unattainable, thanks to things like filters or heavy editing. This can lead to a lot of pressure and even body dissatisfaction. What kind of specific standards are you thinking about?
Well, I was just like, I consider myself a pretty attractive guy, right? And it's like when I talk to certain, like, girls that, like, maybe aren't that attractive, right? They kind of just, like, ignore me, and I don't understand why.
That sounds frustrating. It's tough when you don't get the reaction you're expecting. There could be a lot of reasons for that, and it might not necessarily be about attractiveness at all. Sometimes people are just shy, distracted, or maybe they just don't feel a connection. They could be going through something else entirely. You never know. What do you think might be another possibility besides attractiveness?
I kind of, like, I've been really, digging into, like, these really, social hierarchy, archetype themed ideas, kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? What's a good word to describe social tendencies?
It depends on the context, but terms like social dynamics or group dynamics are good ones for describing the general patterns and interactions. If you're focusing more on the ordering of status, you might use social hierarchy, pecking order, or dominant structure. Are you looking for a word that hints at the power differences, or just the fact that people are interacting?
It's the way people are attracted to each other, right? Because I've been noticing, within myself, within my mind, that certain
It seems like you're exploring it.
Continue, go ahead.
It sounds like you're getting into things like interpersonal dynamics or maybe attraction patterns, where people are drawn to each other based on different qualities or social cues. I was just wondering what kind of observations you were having.
It's like I just said, I tried talking to this girl, and she ghosted me. And I kept having all these thoughts about how I was supposed to be attracted to another girl, right? But when I talked to her, she ignored me, and I was really confused. And then my thoughts dissolved into a psychotic madness.
Ooh, that sounds really rough. Being ghosted or ignored can be so confusing and hurtful, and it's totally normal to have intense thoughts and feelings about it. Those kinds of experiences can bring up a lot of uncertainty. It sounds like you were really trying to make a connection. How are you feeling now about those thoughts and feelings?
It's like it's like someone sabotaged me, right? And I don't know why they would do that to me, because I'm such a great guy. I've never done anything wrong. But it's not so much that. Hold that thought, don't say anything, I gotta think for a minute.
Okay, I'm holding that thought, and here when you're ready. Take your time.
You guys like my yo-yo? So I'm kind of spacing. I'll be back tomorrow, I was a little sleepy, I was yawning a lot earlier. I'm gonna keep it coming though, because I'm gonna be the greatest of all time. And I have the skills, I have the talent, I know people love me, and I don't even want exposure right now. I just want to build a shitload of this backlogged content, so when I do finally drop that viral video, it's just gonna be kaboom. I'll be like a nuclear bomb, dude. ICBM. Except I'm gonna be like a really vicious one that's gonna drill into the ground, like miles into the ground and explode, so the wasteland and the radiation just decimates everything. Lay waste to all. Probably won't do it like that though. That's kind of vicious, because then there won't be anything left. The trees won't grow back at that point. And we should halt production of hypersonic intercontinental ballistic missiles capable of nuclear capabilities that split, into pieces and then drill into the ground and destroy an entire coastline. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that a crazy thing to think about? What they're doing with nuclear missiles these days is they split them up. So a single payload will take one small nuke and break it into 8, right? Because that makes way more sense. You get way more coverage, right? And then what these missiles do is they fly into the atmosphere and come down at speeds that make them near interceptable. Then they drill into the fucking ground very far into the fucking ground and detonate. And those explosions cause so much fucking destruction and leave so much radiation that the water, the plants, the soil, all of it, wasted, gone. Can you believe that? Isn't that fucking insane? Isn't that insanely scary? So we should think well of each other, of our neighbors, of foreigners, of immigrants, of everybody. All is one. This is Jacob Evans, signing out. I'll be back tomorrow. Don't think too much about the ICBMs. I got it under control. Don't worry. I'm gonna take care of that shit. Have a good night. Love you guys.